I will speak slowly because I cannot speak fast. So you have no problem to understand me, okay? I'll talk about BRICS. BRICS is a group of 10 major economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and Iran, okay? All the bad guys are there in BRICS. And 13 more partners: Cuba, Bolivia, Turkey, Nigeria, Indonesia, Algeria, Belarus, Malaysia, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Thailand, Vietnam, and Uganda. So, in this color, yes, magenta, are the countries, there are the origin of BRICS, the first countries. And then we have this, so the green countries enter on January. And they are constant members of BRICS. These new countries, Bolivia, Cuba, and the others, are partners. They are not officially part of BRICS, but partners of BRICS. And Venezuela is not, because Lula didn't allow it. But Venezuela is a very important country because it has a lot of oil reserves.
So, have something to say?
No, just hold it there.
Okay, these countries together represent around 50% of the world's population and almost 40% of the world's GDP. And this group is trying to not longer use the dollar in trade, okay? So, these countries are the villains, because the USA don't like this idea that we don't use dollar anymore.
Yes.
But they accuse, oh, they are communists, they are against America. But I have a question for you. Which country is the biggest commercial partner of the patriotic USA? Which country?
China.
China!
Oh, yeah.
China is the biggest partner of USA. So, to USA, it's all right to do business with China, but for us, no, it's not. Okay? Language is a dialect with an army and a navy. This phrase is from Max Weinreich. Do you understand? It's the difference between language and dialect. If you have an army and a navy, you have a language. If you have not, it's just a dialect. The language has always been the companion of an empire and will always remain its companion. Antonio de Nebrija, very long time ago, he was the author of the first grammatic of the Spanish language. And at this time, he already knew it, about this relation between power and language. So, after the Second Worldwide War, the world was divided into two blocks. It was a bipolar world. The Soviet Union and the West side, the USA and Europe, South America also, okay? They divided the world. But in 1989, the fall of the Berlin Wall, and the next year, the dismemberment of the Soviet Union. I was there.
Yeah.
Just by chance, yes, I was there. Nobody knows, nobody knew it will happen, just was there with some friends. I was couch surfing with a German, and suddenly we saw on the TV, the wall has fallen. It was a crazy moment. Yes, and this time there were a lot of people from the East visiting the West side and they received 100 mark. It was the money this time to shop anything in the west side. After 1990, the world was unipolar, just one pole, just the USA and Europe. Huh? Yes, 1 year after, because it's connect. The Berlin Wall was the first
Symbol.
the first symbol, the first occasion, but it was a process. But no one knew this. Just the guys in Moscow are planning this, and they conclude they could not anymore take the regime farther away, so they decide to give it up. They gave. And both Germanies, because you remember there were two Germanies, East and West. They are together now. In 1999, euro appears, but the influence of English persisted. This is a map from Education First. It's not very accurate.
No.
Okay, totally not accurate, because the method to measure this is the measure only for the students that are already learning English. I took from the year 2090, because if you look for 2022, it's completely wrong. They put Brazil as green color. I believe that in Argentina and Chile, people speak more or less English, but not in Brazil, not even in Russia. And you can see here, China is completely wrong. China, the level of English in China is very, very low, very low. And these are the languages of BRICS. I forgot to translate this from Esperanto. You can see the biggest language in the world is the Mandarin in China. The second is Hindi, Portuguese, but only in the BRICS, not in the world. Russian, Arabic, and English, because they speak some English in South Africa and in India, but not everywhere, not everyone. Some people, the most educated people in these countries, can speak English. So as you can see, we have a big problem for communication in BRICS, because our level of English is very low, and we have many languages. Now there's more 13 new countries with new languages. It's a very complicated situation. This was the meeting in Kazan, Russia, of BRICS in July. And they are still using English. They're still using English as a common language. And the main goal of BRICS is to not use dollar anymore. There's the bank of BRICS. Who is the president of the Bank of BRICS? Dilma. Dilma. Well, you know that the Bank of BRICS cannot finance projects in Russia. Even it's a Bank of BRICS, because the sanctions of United States. So they are trying to change the currency. Maybe they use a virtual currency like not Bitcoin, but like Bitcoin. There are Bitcoin, Ether, and there are also stable coins, virtual stable coins like Tether in Portuguese, Tether, that's stable, is based on dollar. It has a value that's not changed so crazily as Bitcoin. They are trying to let it down with dollar because they want to change. For instance, Brazil has commerce with China, so Brazil has to buy dollars to pay China for some goods, and then China will have to sell the dollar to buy yuans. So, as some time ago, Brazil and China are struggling to use directly. Brazil is not buying dollars anymore. Now the reserves or foreign currency in yuans in Brazil are greater than dollars. We have more yuans than dollars now.
Wow.
Because it's nonsense. You buy dollar, you pay the Chinese have to sell the dollar. How much money you lose on this transaction. And another thing, if the new emperor of the United States, Donald Trump, decides, wake up in the morning, decide one thing, he can change completely economy of the world.
Yes.
And another thing is that the trade in these countries are goods or what's the name? Commodities against goods. But the USA, they just buy. And they buy things, giving paper. They have a piece of paper. Its name is dollar, and they can print the amount they want. Because Nixon in the year 70 years, decade, 1970s, yes. He ended with the correlation, the relation with gold. Today, dollar has no equivalent in gold since the 1970s. So they can print how many dollars they want. And they give us paper and we give them goods, commodities. That's why they are so rich. And Donald Trump, the new emperor of the United States, already said that the countries that dare to not use dollar anymore will be on a blacklist. Okay. But can he put China in a blacklist? India, or even Brazil? It's difficult. So that was my beautiful. You see how beautiful this moves. That was my presentation, and now we can talk about this subject or other subjects in English or German or Italian. No. Espanhol. Muy bien.